We're just days away from Election Day here in Colorado. It's Tuesday, next Tuesday, November 7th. Figuring out ballot measures can be a little bit tricky, though.
Yeah, it can. That's why we brought in our 9 News legal analyst, Whitney Trailer, to help us get a little bit understanding of the ballot and your voting questions. Thank you so much for joining us, as always, Whitney.
It's good to be here. I'm a little disheveled this morning, but I'm going to get it together.
But you made it to Friday.
So you made it,
made it to Friday. Absolutely. One of the really big questions on everyone's ballot is Prop HH. Can we break down that measure, Whitney?
Yeah, so that's a statewide ballot measure, and HH is dealing with essentially these excess TABOR refunds. And so right now, these funds come back to the people when there's the excess tax revenues. Now, what this proposal is saying, hey, is we want to apply this to other places. So, for example, homeowners and property owners would get a reduction in their property tax rates. There'd be smaller TABOR refunds in the future, obviously. Cities and other taxing entities would lose out on potential property tax refunds. So those are the only folks who are really opposing it. Everybody else is, most of the tax advocacy groups are in favor of it. So that's HH in a nutshell.
Cool. Now, another prop that's getting a little bit less attention than HH is II, Prop II. Break that one down for us.
And II, neither of these are really sexy, but they deal with they deal with money.
But we need to know. We need to know.
Exactly. So II, so what they did, II was related to in 2020 we had EE, which imposed a tax on the tobacco and nicotine. Well, they anticipated the tax being a certain amount, and it ended up being much more than that. So now we have this excess nicotine money, and they, instead of giving it back to the tobacco folks, they want to give it back, essentially use it in the state. And so that's the issue. It's about $24 million in excess funds, and they want it to go to preschool programs instead of giving it back to the tobacco wholesalers. So, and there's really not a lot of folks opposed to this. I mean, I'm giving you a nonpartisan view. I'm not telling you how I'm voting. But as I looked into this, a lot of the things say these folks oppose it.
Yeah.
You didn't see a lot of that.
Very interesting. Now, are all ballots across our state the same?
Right. So they're not the same. So we'll have some of the same statewide measures, but then, of course, some folks in different cities and counties will have school board races. Some of these other races. So there's no, it's obviously not a presidential election or none of the congressional races, but there's some of these other local races, which are very important. Because the fact about these local elections, people say, they don't take them as serious, but these are the actual politicians that you can actually reach. You can go talk to them, call them, reach. It may take some time, but we're not going to be able to reach our U.S. congressperson or our senator or our president. But these are people who affect our lives in a very practical and real way that we can actually reach them.
Yeah. The props are on everyone's ballot. The rest depends on where you live. You talked about school races. I know Aurora Mayor, all that stuff. So you really got to pay attention. You got to do a little bit of your research. You can register to vote, by the way, all the way up until Election Day. When does ballot voting start counting? Yeah,
so ballot voting, this is interesting because I always wait till the last day. I don't know. It feels like standing in line. I don't know. So I have my ballot filled out, but I wait till the last day. But what they do is they take all the ballots as they get them and they start tabulating them. They don't actually tabulate them, they tally them. So then by the time they're all done, all they have to do is essentially hit a button that says tabulate. So if all these people vote at the end, the folks have to scan the ballot in. And so if we turn them in earlier, they'll have them all scanned in. They just got to hit the button and tabulate. So all you late folks, right?
Are you talking to yourself right now?
I am indeed.
I'm a late folk too, Whitney. It's okay. We'll still get those votes in.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you for breaking down this really important information. We appreciate you.
Good to be